Hey there, friends. What's going on? My name is Rabbit, and welcome to episode 174 of Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2 as we continue making our way through the bonus forests here in the post-game. So as you can see, I'm bringing you guys back before we're at the end of Windsport 4. We are here in Windsport 1, and already I am facing off against an Alco Beast Hunter. Or I guess not quite facing off yet, but we will be here in just a second. I thought I would bring you back so that you can watch me acquire the next medal. I'm not sure if we have 4 Alco medals or if we already have 5 and this will be number 6. I have no idea, but we will find out together. However, first and foremost, and what I think is most important, is there is a change to my lineup. So you guys saw that previously we did have 2 of our divine beasts that had hit their final evolutionary forms. So we did some adjusting, some rotating, some swapping out, and this is what I've got. So I will quickly just roll through so you can see the lineup itself. I guess a better way to do that would probably be in formation so you can see the skill set, and then we'll look at each individual beast and their respective stats. So here on our earth side, as you can see, Deidre was previously on the corner of the fire and earth, but I moved her over to the center, so still rocking explode, but no longer using that fire ability that she had. Instead, I put a new beast on the corner. That one is named Shelby. You will see her shortly. So Shelby has Liberidia, which basically, I think it renders one spell or one move from the enemy. I think it renders it completely ineffective, so it's not quite like Baridia. Baridia blocks physical attacks, but it doesn't block things like sleep. Or I don't even think it blocks petrification. But anyway, Liberidia should block everything. So then we've still got Explode, and Ragulina is still present with Ciara, so no change there. So here on our water side is another bit of a difference. So Krusty, much like Deidre, got moved from a corner to the center. So we've got Tishu still with Krusty, we've got Yagi Luna with Ciara, and we have a new beast. I actually don't remember what this one's name is. I think this one might be Keela. So anyway, Keela has Adia, which is the ability that resurrects one beast or fully heals somebody if everyone's already resurrected. So that should be nice, especially coupled with the mana regen that we've got with Tissue. So rotating on forward, we've got Adaroka still with, I believe this one is Keela. We'll confirm that in just a second. Not a super great ability, but I really wanted to have a heal on my team and in my party, and I figured just to try it out and just to utilize spells that we haven't previously really seen in my lineup before. So that's another reason I opted to bring Liberidia instead of something else that we could have put onto Shelby. So same thing with Adroka. Thought I would just go ahead, plop her down here, even if she isn't necessarily the best option that we have presently. So still the same with Total Loss and Add Slanitz. And then coming full circle to the fireside, Solia and Soldote are still the same from Czech and from Luther. But here with Shelby, we do see that we have Shockwave since she is on the corner. So that is it for my team. Let me go ahead and put everyone back as they were, with the earth side being front and center. And I will do a very fast scroll through so you can see where everybody is at. I guess really what we need to focus on would be the skills and the abilities. So here you can see Shelby. She is brand spanking new. And just so you can catch a glimpse of where she's at with stats, there you go. She's only at 3 merges, so she's not anywhere near hitting that max form. So we're not even going to worry about it. Here's Luther. I guess I said I wouldn't show you all of this, but whatever. And if you need to, you can pause it so that you can take a closer glimpse. For those of you who take this game that seriously, probably not many of you, but trying to be mindful for those of you who do give a shit. Here's Keela, new. I'll give you a little bit longer to kind of peep her stats, peep her info here with the skills, with those abilities. Also not quite ready to hit that final form, which is fine. Krusty, same as usual. Here are Krusty's stats, moving right along. We've got Ciara still making her way through. I wouldn't be surprised if Ciara hit her final form next. I just have a feeling. Ciara's been another one that's been in our party for a while. I think Deidre too. So should be seeing more people capping out here, but I don't think I will be making a trip back to the Room of Life for a while. I want us to at least try to make it through the end with this team. So I can't remember who we started looking at. Was it with them. I think it was because we saw checks and whatever. There's Lexi. And I know you saw for sure Keela. Okay, so that's the team. That's the recap. This is the opener. Let's go ahead and actually fight this guy. He's saying the same shit that a lot of the Alco Beast Hunters have said, so just to be mindful of time, we are going to skip on along.
Okay, here goes. The first attack wins. Speed is life.
Okay, friends, so, God, again, I keep calling into question because this is, I think, the fourth Beast Hunter we've found ourselves in battle against here in the level 6 forest. Why do they only have 4 people? Wow, you're joking. Well, this is not how I was hoping to start this out, but I guess it is what it is. So no Liberidia for you guys, which is unfortunate, but whatever. At least our attack will be going up, and I'll just rotate through the ranks. That sucks. I really, really hate the petrification. It is so lame, you guys. But I'm not going to sweat it because we've got heals now. And oh my god, already Keela is leveling up or evolving. Even though I don't think... I think actually she was in one fight with me prior to entering this... No, maybe she wasn't. I don't remember. Before us entering this Ogrevine and me seeing the Alco Beast Hunter and wanting to bring you back along. So it's all good. I love it. I appreciate it. It works out nicely for me. Oh my god. Maybe I should have just stayed on that side. I really need something that brings up my speed, I think, is going to be increasingly important, especially since I don't think many of my beasts are fast. Krusty's fast, but I don't open up with that side, so it's not going to be as valuable as maybe some other options would be. And yes, whatever, Check's already petrified, so I don't really care what you're trying to do. So I have a feeling before we actually reach that point of being at the end of Windsport 4 and the opening of Windsport 5, I probably will have another one of these battles, I would guess, against one of these Beast Hunters. So you guys can probably count on me bringing you back a second time before we're ready to see new territory, which it works for me. It's XP. These fights have been pretty straightforward and I would say kind of easy since they're not bringing along a lot of folks. But the downside is they've been rocking some super cheese builds and some bullshit. But I guess, you know, it comes with the territory. So, as for the story that I've been trying to share with you guys for like 2 episodes, that things are always nuts, but I feel like it's balanced by things also being pretty good. We've had a lot of stuff sort of happening in various departments. I shared with you guys that one department in particular has pretty much been hemorrhaging people, as graphic as that kind of sounds, and maybe it's a little dramatic, but I don't think it's that much of a stretch to word it that way, because they've been struggling with replacing people as they've been exiting their positions. So even today, I heard through text that someone else put in their notice and will be leaving in 3 weeks, which is, it's just nuts. Like, I don't know what is going on, but, you know, I guess it's not really any of my business. But the good side of that for me, so in spite of how busy things have been and how kind of chaotic my world has been and my life has been in this position, I feel like for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I have been pretty easygoing. I've minded my own business. I've gotten my shit done. No one's had to stress about where I am, what I'm doing, or worry about timelines for me submitting my shit. Like, my stuff is legit, and I get it to you on time. I get it to people complete, and it's almost always accurate. And if there's an error or an issue, I get it fixed up ASAP and back to you in a moment's notice. So, I don't know. I guess my reputation kind of spread because even in light of the move that we have going on, you know, I gave them 2 months notice. I'm one of those people, kind of as another deviated topic here, or deviation in topics here. I don't know why some people think that 2 weeks notice is the standard. It is, I think, for maybe low skill or low wage positions that are easily replaceable. Not to say there's anything wrong with those types of work. Like, we all started out, you know, waitressing or nannying or any other job like that, washing dishes, whatever. But those are very easy to replace, right? Like, almost anyone can hold those positions. It's not a monumental loss for the company if you only give 2 weeks notice, or if you just no-show. It's not a humongous deal versus someone who maybe is like a therapist or like a nurse or a psychiatrist or something. The point is 2 weeks notice is not enough time for them to find a replacement for you. It's not enough time, even if let's say they do hustle and get someone in the door, for you to really train them and for there to be some overlap and for them to have any type of mentorship from the person, aka you, who held the position before them.
Oh well, guess I gotta give you this much.
So I personally am a firm believer that I think people in professional positions should give at least 4 weeks, and I myself usually go above and beyond that and try to give 8 to 10 weeks, or however long it is until I'm moving. I don't know if I've ever, even when I was in high school and I worked in the low skill positions, I think I always gave at least a month's notice, and usually it was way more than that. Like, I believe in being transparent and upfront about what's going on so that people can prepare, and I just think it's good karma for you, right, to not be an asshole and just ghost on people or give them such a brief amount of time to get their shit together.
Ouch! Ow! 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 You serious? Really? But my heart is strong. I'll give you this to help forget this battle.
Okay, I think you're the one that needs to forget, but just our 5th one, so
Collect a lot of them, and something good might happen. But I can't tell you what.
I doubt it. Y'all have been giving me bullshit. Yeah, sure. Okay, so friends, I will continue my story when I meet up with you guys here in a little bit. I will continue running through. We're just on Winsport 1, so if I'm lucky, I will not run across anyone else. So yeah, we'll just see. You guys already know, regardless of whether I bring you back in front of a Beast Hunter or I bring you back at that crossroads between the end of Winsport 4 and the opening of Winsport 5, I will recap anything that took place without you. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Hello friends, good to see you again. We are only one island over, and as I predicted, we are face to face with yet another Beast Hunter, this time a bug one, which actually I was thinking that perhaps 6 was the max number of medals that you could acquire, but I believe we already have 6 bug medals. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get this going, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we only have 5. It's kind of hard to keep track because I feel like we've fought so many folks multiple times. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so diving right back in and continuing what I was saying. So lots of people leaving, and we're not able to replace folks as rapidly as they are handing in their resignations. And I was sharing with you guys that I feel like for professional positions, it really should be more ingrained in your mind that 4 weeks is preferred to 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks is just not enough given certain roles someone might play. So anyway, I had given my company well over 2 months. Like, honestly, it's going to be even longer than 2 months, but I'll get to that here in a second. So I had notified them far in advance that, hey, husband is going to be tied to a new university. We're going to be moving out of state as a result. I will support the organization's operations to the best of my ability while we are making this transition to assist you guys in making the transition to replacing me and to maybe continuing to grow my department, et cetera, et cetera. Well, my department's director, I guess, for whatever reason, didn't want to be a part of the team without me. I think she also had been looking at exiting earlier in the first place, and me putting forth my resignation just sort of was the catalyst for her taking action to looking into other opportunities. So it's been a few weeks since I had given them that notice. But she, yes, blah, 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 I know you're pissed off and you're going to be scary, but you're actually not. So anyway, she made the announcement a couple weeks after I had put forth mine that she also was going to be leaving, which kind of sucks because my specific unit is quite small. I think what we do is just very specialized, so we didn't need a humongous department for that to be done. It was fine just having a couple of us. So I think the fact that she, though, was the person who oversaw the whole department and was opting to leave in such a I personally, again, I don't really have a horse in this race. Like, it's not a huge deal to me, but she decided she's not even going to give them much notice. Like, basically 2 weeks is what she gave them, but it's really a couple days short of that because she doesn't work full work days. So anyway, the point is, I think upset a lot of people that someone in her position is leaving in such a hurried way and for no reason. It's not like she and her husband are moving, like they have a house, and there's nothing really prompting her exit other than the fact that I guess she just doesn't like some of her peers, which I get it. Like, office politics, they fucking suck. That's why, for me personally, like, regardless of boosts in pay, I don't think I would ever want like a managerial position or a leadership position beyond like a small team. Like, I'm fine with being like a team lead or maybe overseeing like volunteers or something, but I would never want to be a director or be the person who oversees an entire operation. Like, I don't want that responsibility personally. It's just not my style. I don't like being held accountable for other people's actions. I just like to go in, do my shit, go home. Even if it comes with a humongous pay increase for me to accept those offers extended to me to take on a more managerial role. Nobody cares. Give me my shit. What is this? This is 7, like I thought. What?
This is good. Keep it.
So maybe...
Please, leave me alone.
Yeah, okay. I don't really want to hear bullying scene. Yeah. Interesting. So anyway, I will continue to share with you guys the follow-up to that, but all you need to know is lots of shitty exits for people in positions of power here, which prompted a very interesting scenario for me. But I will share that with you guys, hopefully, when, again, we are at that point of entering win sport number 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if on every island we're going to meet a new hunter. We'll just have to see. So, be right back yet again, friends. Well, hello there again, friends. So, I finally made it to the end of Win Sport 4. Fortunately, we did not cross paths with any other beast hunters, but I did have 2 quick cutscenes. I thought they weren't important enough to actually show you guys, so to briefly recap them. First one was with Gil, and he essentially was talking about how he is a scholar and he will occasionally sketch, I guess, things that he sees when he's looking at tombs or shrines or things like that. Nico and Kahu were asking if he would eventually show them one of his drawings, and Gil said, I'm not an artist, but I'd be happy to show you the next thing I sketch when it happens. So that was it for that conversation. And then most recently here in Win Sport number 4, I ran into Vanilla, who was bitching about the fact that she was assigned the Wind Forest instead of the Water Forest to do her training. So that was essentially it for things that happened without you guys. So let's go ahead and at least spend a couple of minutes rooting around Wind Sport number 5. So we are finally here in some new territory. I'm feeling a lot better about where we're at and what lies ahead of us compared to when we initially ducked out of this an episode or so ago. I have a much better team now that I have heals, and it's been proving to be quite powerful, actually, having Adia matched with Tissue so that the impact of casting the spell is very much so minimized by the presence of mana regen. So I've got some decent items as well. I spent a short amount of time doing some mixing and matching. Nothing really too out of the ordinary, but I did get a flame rose, got some books, and a soul recover, which restores 50 MP to friends. Not the most important item, but hey, it's still something worth sharing with you guys. I am not sure if this is going to be a good stone or a poopy stone, but I will go ahead and discard my botulism books. I think we can do without them. Honestly, I don't need these HP back plus books anymore, but we'll still hold on to them because I think they'll be more useful in future battles. Yep, just a lovely gem. Not very pleased with that, but whatever. So I used up my last hide spore just to kind of speed up the process of us running around here and to actually finish up my story so it's not scattered among like 5 million episodes. I was sharing with you guys that my department's leader, for whatever reason, I guess she hadn't been happy for a while anyway, and then when I had given my several week, close to 2-month notice, she, I guess, used that as motivation to start looking for something herself. She did find, I think, I think she got something that she's feeling super excited about, or at the very least, it's something that she think is going to be an improvement for her quality of life in the workplace. So whether or not it is better across all fronts, I don't know. I didn't ask and she didn't share, so we will just leave that as the mystery that she wants it to be. But I guess because she did such a shitty thing of not giving them nearly enough time to, oh my God, that is looking a little dubious. I don't even know where the fuck we are now, friends. We used the hide sport to get around all of this, but I think if I can just get Nope, I was trying to hold out for the initiative there and it just wasn't going to happen. But hey, at least you can see. Ooh, I'm afraid to let them go first. I'm not going to lie. Let's start out on this way because they do have confusion, which sucks a little bit. If Check puts my team to sleep, that's a bit of bad news bears for me because I need this side. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that worked out very nicely, actually. And the Ad Roca, although, you know, it's a little ham, it's a little shitty, but it's been coming to my favor here. So I'm pretty pumped about this team, considerably more than what it was previously. And fuck me. Well, there goes that Adia, but it's okay because even if I use it on the enemy, they're not pretty weak right now. So yeah, and Keela used it on their version of Walter, which hadn't taken any damage anyway. So that works out for me. But I am worried about them doing any major damage, so I need to watch my ass. We're going to have to try to petrify their Walter because he's going to constantly heal their shit up. And I am not trying to spend forever fucking around with this. Come on, are you kidding me? The confusion, it's going to be annoying to deal with. Okay, anyway, finishing the story. So, everyone was, oh, that fucking sucks. Well, there goes that. I think what I actually might just do, because they're going to have heals anyway, I'm going to stay on this side as long as I possibly can and pray that things will work out in my favor. Oh, did the other guy get petrified already? Oh, he did! Ha! That works for me. I will take it. I'm not going to spin to my win side because I'm not trying to have Keela petrify someone on my team. I will be fucking pissed off if that happens. So, okay. I feel like that's enough describing what's going on here. So back to real life. They, and by they I mean a couple of the directors, had called me into their office and they basically offered me, I don't know if they want it to be long-term or if it's going to be temporary. I didn't ask that many details because I'm still mulling the options over, but they effectively are willing to create a remote position for me at least through the summer, even when Andrew and I are going to be in North Carolina, and I am going to get like a pay raise at that too because they realize it's an inconvenience to ask me to stay on longer and to essentially, even if it's remotely, at least be available to train in some core pieces or at least draft some training materials for some of the people that will be filling in the department to not only take over my position, but the position of the director who is going to be leaving so crappily and like so abruptly, and she herself is not going to contribute anything at all after she's gone. So yeah, they called me in and they were more gracious than I was expecting, to be quite honest, and they basically just said like, hey, we really appreciate you, like you gave us so much notice and we know it's not fair to ask this at all, but what if we up the ante with pay with some huge bonuses, and if we allowed you to work part-time remotely for the next couple of weeks, so you come in for 10 hours a week and then you can do the rest of your time at home, and then when that point comes for you to officially relocate, then we can look at what that FTE would be like for you to be fully remote. So it's just, I don't know, it's blowing my mind a little bit, you guys, because I feel like, holy shit, me getting this big of a raise to be doing honestly less work and work that would be easier, like writing a bunch of training materials, to me is nothing. Like, that's not a big deal at all. And then to have the convenience of getting to do a lot of it from home while getting paid more for it, it's just insane. So Andrew and I were talking about it the other day, and I know when I came home, I'm sure I just looked like I had seen Bigfoot himself, because I was like, I cannot believe they're being so generous with the bonus that they're willing to provide me, as well as these other little nice perks just for me to stay on to do something that's going to be far less work than what I previously was expected to be doing this last year and some months that I've been employed by this organization. So I am so deeply humbled, so deeply grateful for the opportunity they've given to me, but also, I guess, just perplexed. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like the cosmos has been kind of consistent, where I will have super shitty random things happen to me, but then in a weird turn of events, I'll also have insanely good fortune like this, where it's almost like, holy crap, like the cost of living here in Wisconsin is significantly more than what it's going to be in North Carolina. So even in a remote capacity, even if, let's say, that offer would expire in my contract and they wouldn't want to renew it come like August or September, if Andrew and I are moving in June, still the money that I would be making in a remote role for 2 months would cover so much rent in North Carolina and would give me a lot of wiggle room in regards to not rushing, finding my next position or my next placement, because I honestly haven't started looking yet. I'm not too worried about the opportunities. I feel like there's an abundance of education and research positions at several of the local universities within like a 15 to 20 mile radius. I shouldn't say universities, but community colleges as well. And if I wanted to, I could look into getting my certification to just teach in the high schools there in North Carolina. So it really, I feel like there are ample education positions for me there. And on top of that, there are also plenty of like hospitals and clinics where I could go in either as a health educator, or I could go in as like a counselor, like just so many positions available that I'm not sweating looking for work yet. Maybe, after being there for a couple of months, I would begin to feel a wee bit nervous about it, but we're not there yet. We are not there yet, friends. And for fuck's sake, I really need to kill this Walter. So maybe I need to just be staying on this side so that we can go ahead and try to put him to sleep. Maybe try to petrify him, because that will make my life so much better. No, you're petrifying the one that's already done. What are you doing? You guys are killing me. Oh my God. My team is struggling a little bit, y'all. Just a little bit. But anyway, so that's basically the good news, that I feel like this opportunity is going to create a lot more of a comfortable position for me for the next several months, regardless of how long they want this opportunity to stand. Like, honestly, they could have it end in July, and that would still cover like 3 or 4 months rent when we're in North Carolina, if not more like 5 or 6 months, just depending on what we ultimately end up signing for a lease and end up pursuing for that. So it's just craziness, you guys, but happy craziness. So I know we are going a bit over on time because this fight is cancer, but as soon as it's over, we'll find the nearest ogre vine, plop our pretty selves in there, and we'll call this an episode. Oh my God, this fucking Walter. You know what I also could do? I maybe need to switch to my fireside and just have them just wallop him down. Because I don't know why everyone is so obsessed with this thing that's petrified. It's a little weird because he's not doing anything, yet they're insisting on targeting him with all of their shit. So we're going to put an end to that crap right now. So yeah, that's the happy news, you guys. So for those of you who have been sending well wishes and happiness and positive vibes my way, I greatly appreciate it, because things are looking good. I feel like the last year and some months of employment here have been, I wouldn't say easy, but they've been calm, which I always appreciate. And then on top of that, I guess just because of how I decided I wanted to exit, not even thinking of them, but for me, it's just principle. And I want my choices to always be a reflection of my own character, even if the character of the leaders in my place of employment is lacking. I try to still do what I know leaves me on the most positive note so that they can't in any way turn anything on me, because I know that I held my head high and conducted myself with a lot of morality and with great values that I internalize and I try to carry day to day. So really, really good shit. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. When we come back together in video number 175, we will continue making our way through win sport number 5. And honestly, just depending on how quickly we kind of get through this, we might be able to wrap up win sport entirely in our next episode, which then brings us to that crossroads. Do we want to just have this one bonus forest be for this recording session? Do we want to explore 2 bonus forests? I don't know. That is up in the air, and we will just have to see. So take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Rabbit, and this is our run through Jade Cocoon 2 as we are focusing on the bonus forests in the post game. So I'll see you guys very shortly.